everyone. How are you? Now I know that there are people who think that because the entity is acting like it is moving on, that she should not be talked about. But I'm going to illustrate that that's what she wants, and she's threatened to go away how many times, and she doesn't. She's got maybe about 750 on her new Facebook cooking channel, because she's been doing it simultaneously to this. So she's finding that she's got a whole new world of suckers over there. And so I wanted to take a couple of these clips and then add in something. One of the things that I saw when Charlotte may or may not have played a clip of me having an out-of-body experience after I heard the level in which her enablers were in on the scams. And I need to explain why I was so disgusted. And the joke's on them. They made the wrong friend. They've been playing the wrong game. And they messed with the wrong people. And they'll see. But in that, I saw people talking about me. And somebody said that I take one thing and I go with it or something like that. The problem is that I have tried really hard to stay within the terms of service for my channel. I follow the rules to the best of my ability. Therefore, I know 100%, and I can only say 8% because I can only say something when she says something so I can match her lie with the truth. I have to do it in that way, or else I would be breaking the terms of service. I would be accused of doxing. I would be accused of libel, slander, defamation. So the only way I can is that. Now, I don't really understand what that person meant when they said it. It's confusing because I don't know if that person has a channel or how they create their content. And I don't know if they understand the backstory and how these things came together and how many people have came to me over the past, I started creating content on Michelle 6 to 7 months ago, but I've been watching since day one. So I've been working behind the scenes, collecting the evidence and setting my web out there, just waiting for things to fall into it. And I've had so many people tell me things. But again, I can't then come out and say, oh, you want to know what? Well, and here's this. And that's what good does that do? It doesn't. So I've just taken all of that and put it together and then created the package that ultimately will hopefully put her behind bars so she cannot continue to do this for another 10 years. Now, I'm going to have to wait until she says a couple of things here and then put them there. And thank you for all that have sent. And please continue to be sending me when you have the screenshots of how much money somebody gave in a Cash App. If you have given her money, please continue to be sending that to me at tabithajane0@gmail.com. She far surpassed the amount needed for federal charges. And it kind of broke my heart when she did, because federal prison is too good for her. She will be treated too well in federal prison. I wish that the state of Georgia would have been a little more eager to have taken the information given to them. But when it became very clear that they were not going to do what they should have within their capability as the state, as the attorney general, their whole structure in Georgia just was not willing to do anything. So really, I had to go up to the federal level, and that was better anyway, because of the nature of the crimes involved, because these are all federal crimes that we're dealing with here. She's committed very easily. You all know this, but in case you don't know how to word them, let me get one of my dossiers here. Okay, so basically, the way that the charges will ultimately come down when it gets to the prosecution level is that I have proven the extortion, the racketeering, the theft by deception, wire fraud, SSDI fraud, and welfare fraud. Now, I would be interested to see how far she's went with the people's identities that she's gotten by doxing. To be putting identities in Michelle's hands was a very stupid move. It explains a lot in how she has had so much money and she's been able to get more credit. I don't know how many people she has, well, let's just say that when the people who thought they were so cute by giving her all the information on everybody, then they have their hands dirty because they committed identity theft. They gave her a bunch of people's social security numbers. That's not very smart. And it's going to be interesting to see how much she has done, and how, because basically it's going to take, so once everything is all prepared, then the way that they explained it to me is that then they have their forensic accountants go through, and then they get her checking account, which she was so wonderful to inform us is USAA. So then they'll go through that bank account and they'll see, okay, how much money has came through this bank account? How much money has came through the PayPal? How much money has came through the Cash App? How much money has came through Venmo? How many people do I have the names and email addresses of who are willing and able to then show how much they gave her? And that's where you got that theft by deception, because when she was saying that she was using it for an intended purpose, and that intended purpose was not done in turn, and that's where I got her specifically in this bullshit about taking the classes, because she's not taking those classes. She already took those classes. That's why she has the receipt. She knows what to do. She knows what to say. And even if she did like enroll in them, because it's just so it'll look like she's, so she's playing the game, she knows exactly what she is doing, then she just wouldn't actually pay to go. So her license for an insurance adjuster was revoked by the SEC. She cannot ever get another license. It's done. She can't do it again. And let's just say that somebody would have walked along and said, "Oh, okay, let me just pay for all this, and you can do this again," just like Grampy would have for her. And let's just say that she goes through it again, which why would she? She's already went through all of those classes. She's already done all of this stuff and had her license revoked. You know she can't get a job anywhere right now because she's not sober. So she could not walk in and get through an interview. She couldn't pass. Most jobs do take urine analysis to show that you are not using. So what she's going to do, come into the job drunk and stoned as an insurance adjuster up on the roof assessing damages? Do you know what type of a mess that would be putting that insurance company into? And let's not forget, Etienne is the one who did this after she ruined his military career. He's in this industry, so she still knows exactly what to say. She knows exactly what to say to make it believable. And when she got all these people's email addresses, it's so she can continue to do this and tell them, oh, can you just can you put it in your checking account, and then I'll just use this, and then you just do that, and I need you to can you just send it to me as cash, put it in an envelope and just put it in the cash. Oh yeah, she's got all kinds of people paying the bills. No bills are paid. So it's she might have won until she crossed my path. And I tried to be nice and just, write that well-stated open letter to YouTube and Google. Would have been nice if she would have just seen that this would be a good time to exit. But no. And until she gets off my radar, the topics that I cover don't get the attention they need. And I believe that this forum was set up to bring attention to the stories that the media doesn't know, because they only have this much. And they can only say this much because our media is backed by their investors. And if you say something that is against what they believe and they represent, that news person loses their job. So YouTube is set up for people who are not basically hamstrung in what they can say, because you don't have the same set of rules when somebody is writing your check, when you can be an independent. And that's where I think that YouTube was there for everybody to be their independent selves and talk about things that they know, and maybe they know a little bit more because they have been through this, or they know this person or whatnot. And together, the community has good information. So when somebody sees something on Netflix and they're like, wait a minute. And then they just go and they Google, let's say somebody watches the Chris Watts Lifetime movie. They go to Lifetime and they watch the Chris Watts show, or the Chris Watts, whatever it was that they did on him. It was so fake. There was nothing that was true, but they were held within what they could and couldn't say, and what they believed was their narrative, their agenda. So then, they're going to put it in YouTube someday and see if they can find out more information. And then they find all of these channels out there of all of us who have worked really hard to put up the truth. Where I say that the truth lies between the black and white. You got the black and white print in the newspaper. The truth is between that black and white. And that black and white, that creates gray. And what does that? It means you got to use your gray matter. You got to figure things out. You've got to use your brain to read between the lines. And that's what we can do as content creators. But will you have greedy little pay pigs like this who are extorting money out of people because they have a very, very expensive addiction to keep up with? Well, we gotta make sure that we do our part as the community to have them removed from the platform. And when they don't do that and they continue to break the law, then it's up to us to bring it to the law enforcement. And when law enforcement does not do their job, it's our job to keep asking until you get a yes, until you get the right investigator for the right type of crime. And then they go with their forensic accountants, and they go and they make sure that everything that I put together is there and easy for them to put together a package so that they can move to put this together and go to the prosecuting attorney. And then you get somebody who isn't going to be online anymore and isn't going to be terrorizing widowers and ex-husbands and baby daddies and children that they've done nothing but abuse. Animals will get better homes. And the world itself will be a better place. That's what has to be done. Because somebody thinks somebody else is going to do it. They're just glad when she's out of their hair. They're like, oh, she's not here anymore. Let's let her go on. Let's let her go. You think she stopped? Well, my friends, I'm going to show you no. I'm going to show you what's going on. So, without further ado, let's look at a couple of clips so you'll know what I'm saying, and then I have the right to counter with truth. Okay, so what I want to see is this one here. Now, she quotes something that I said, and it's pretty interesting here because
are you interested in starting your own faceless YouTube automation channel? But all people do is...
Let's get I see what you can't, some advertising. I'm going to skip that. Oh, sorry, I see what you can. I didn't mean to skip it. I just meant to maximize. Okay, so under the Fair Use and Copyright Act of 1976, which gives permission to use content in order to critique, criticize. In my way, I praise. I just love I See What You Can't, what they do with their channel. So I love their material. I love the way that they put it together. I can't thank you enough, I See What You Can't, for all that you've done. And of course, when I put together all of everything, then they have the links to all of the channels that have done the clips. And because these tragedy pimps and greedy ass demon entities are a little bit ahead of the law with what they're doing right now, it's important that the technology that was used to commit the crime is there to prevent and use to convict the person for the crimes. So these channels, what they've done is incredible. They've done the work of the prosecuting attorneys. So a couple of months ago, when I started getting a couple of investigators that were interested and called back, I was able to say, hey, look at this channel. Look at what's going on. This is what's going on. And they watch. And so those things are there too. So thank you for all of the clip channels that have done the hard work. It's there. It's telling the story and it's showing it in her own words. So the criminal activity that she has done is there for everybody to see, including prosecuting attorneys. They've never been able to have such incredible ways of showing a judge what is really going on. So with these channels, and I See What You Can't, you're doing the Lord's work. Thank you very much for what you've done. And it's funny because Michelle didn't know who's watching. She didn't know who's all big eyes are on her. She doesn't know. She just thinks she's so funny and getting away with all of her shit. And it's like, yeah, keep talking. And then oh God, I'll shut up. All right, I'm going to shut up. So I'm doing this under fair use.
I made a third account. And so I had 3 accounts I was bouncing back in because I got put in Facebook jail for my political believe.
They say you're on a watch
my
list for
belief on
that.
the virus.
They say you're on a
And
watch
I just see
list
my
for
fourth
that.
account, which is MGL Michelle Goes Live.
They say you're on a watch list for that.
No, I'm not. Okay, let me tell you about the government watch list, Ski.
Without talking about corona.
One's been verified.
She actually said, I said this. She's repeating exactly what I said about this when somebody asked me about her being on this. And if you guys remember me talking on it, I think it was when I was talking with Possum Wrangler? I said exactly this. She's repeating me exact wording. She's repeating me.
Or any kind of like background check, and they run it. Because I've done it on myself. I've done it on other people. I've done it on ATN. And ATN is retired military, right?
Okay.
It says, warning, this person could be on the government watch list.
That's not what I'm talking about, Michelle. Nice try.
Background check on.
Nice try. That's not what I'm talking about.
It says it on every single person. ATN is on the government watch list.
So we've got a couple of things here. And also, this is funny because do you guys remember when I was talking to Snow White and I talked about her frowning and her doing the weird things with sticking her tongue all over and slicking it all over, and as soon as she'd talk, then she'd do the weird tongue in the cheek like she's sucking a dick, kind of that sign language for sucking a dick, she would do that, and then her eyebrows would go up and everything. Ever since I've said that, she like seriously must have like studied everything I said to Snow White, because she's stopped doing it, and you can see her body wants to still do it, and she stops, and so she tries to be doing this upward smile thing, and her smile is so unnatural. She's a very unpleasant, negative person baseline, it appears to be, and so it's really funny to watch her, and so she's got this smile. She looks like a freaking Joker or a demon right there, right? Right. So this is a new pair of glasses. How many new pairs of glasses have her enablers funded? Now, she has not taken my makeup advice, and I don't know why. I think I give very good makeup advice. I really do not want her to be doing this eyeliner here. All of the eye makeup needs to stay up there when you're a woman past a certain age. Just try it, and don't be doing any of this bottom makeup at all. You want to keep all of the focus to your upper eyelids once you are of a certain age, and just see how much it lightens up your face. Just try it. Like, if you're a person who really is used to lining your entire eye and doing your lashes down here, just try it. Do only top, and look in the mirror and be like, whoa, looks like I had a freaking facelift, because this bottom makeup brings it down, and she does it and looks all dirty and shitty and everything. And then she's not listened to my eyebrow advice either, and that's where she really does have that kind of that bulbous dick nose right here where it comes in. Look at that. Oh my god, there's the head, the dick head even. Oh my god. Wish I had a marker to show this. Holy dick and balls there. So it's supposed to go from the side of your nose, you take a Q-tip or pencil, whatever, and you're going to go straight here. So you're going to go straight up here. So she's coming too close with these eyebrows here. All of this, no. That's supposed to be there. And your eyebrows are they're not supposed to be doing this curving thing like the frickin' Grinch. That's why she looks so Grinch-like, because she does them in that circular way. You're supposed to, do that kind of there and have that as a straight line, and then go there, and then take that to be marking where you need to tweeze. You can mark with whatever before you get ready to go ham with a tweezer. Then you take that pencil and so you see where that line goes. So you go to that end, which is okay on this one. That's why I like a Q-tip, though, because then when you do that, then you can go and you'll see where you should naturally arch right there. I don't have a problem with the way that she's arched right here. That's not bad, but it's just if she would have a little straighter there. Now, on the dents in the craters that she has, people are saying that she's been using the Korean Botox thing. And remember, I told you, I have a friend who has a day spa. I told you that. So when she conned all that money, and then all of a sudden she comes in and she thinks that, she's the shit. And she looks a little different. You can definitely see that she's had some work done. Well, as everybody pointed out, it's not Botox, or she would not be able to still move these. But it does definitely look like they put some filler in, because she had all of these looking like a line of hot dogs on a griller, just rolling back and forth here. So that's all filled in. She's still got a dent there. Maybe that's a scar from, all of her roundhouse kick girl days and stunt double days, all that good stuff. I mean, and her craters really are smoothed out. So I didn't quite believe the that she could be doing the black box Botox, black box whatever, the black box fillers, but I believe it if she's having somebody do it. So if it's this friend that has this hookup, then maybe so, because she's definitely had some fillers, or because she didn't ever have any days of not coming on long enough where she could have had laser resurfacing. I've seen people after that, or a chemical peel. She wasn't ever gone long enough to have had one of those. But I mean, there's definitely a better thing, and I don't know if this is a filter. I don't know how to use filters or anything, and that's why so, and then it's a little more demon-like in this picture. Anyway, all right, I'll shut up.
I heard that, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, hold up. Gross. Was this a... Oh, look at how all of that nicotine over here in this fan. Was this supposed to be some kind of an odor eater thing, an air purifier? Did poor Etienne put this in here next to the smoker on the couch? And look at it. It's just covered in yellow nicotine. This thing was white. I remember seeing this thing back when it was white. Kind of like when the mattress was in the back over here, and it was white and then it had the piss stain. It's this. It was once white, and now it's got all of this nasty nicotine all over. Blech.
I'm not on a government watch list. I'm dealing with the FBI.
So, what I had said is how I explained it, because, obviously people have ran background checks on her. Everybody has. Each background check will have a different little amount on it. That's why, they're not 100% dependable. You are not ever supposed to use it to harass anybody, or to use it to consider somebody for a job, etc., etc. But I've been sent all of the ones from all of the different ones, and I've seen it on two. I see that it says this person may be on the government watch list. It's, when I run myself, I've never seen it. I've never seen it on my husband's. So I don't, my husband, I've explained, is retired military. So she's trying to say that, basically it's a military thing or whatever about ATN. It's not. So I believe that it's like a clickbait. I believe that those places that charge to do the background checks, I believe that they do it so that then you'll want to pay to see what's going on. But I don't know. I don't know much more than that. So that's why I said it. She repeated it. So then here she goes here. Now let's did you catch when she said it? She said that when she's ran other people's names, so she's been running other people's names, which means she's getting other people's identities. So let's just think about how she might have just gotten that second phone. Is somebody going to find a charge? Somebody going to find a charge for all of the pretty new things she's gotten? Huh? Let's just see what she's done. Not a very smart thing to have been given a person like this other people's identities because you think it's cute to defend her. And then she said that she's ran Etienne's background. So she's been trying to see more about him. She's been trying to see what he's up to, what he's doing, what he's getting. Nasty.
Right now. Just so you know. Let me state that again. Let me state that again. Let me repeat it. Open your ears. Open your ears. I am dealing with the FBI right now. So for a case to be moved to the FBI, it has to be pushed off from your local police department.
Not true.
So, if your local police department, listen clear, because I know somebody's probably streaming me. Listen clear. If your local police department does not have the resources to go after someone, listen clear, and I'm gonna repeat myself over and over and over.
To your fucking
listen
lie
clear,
again.
because I'm pretty sure I'm being streamed.
Liar.
Listen clear. If your local police department does not have the resources to go after someone, right? It's handed over to the FBI.
It's not how it works.
That's how it works.
No, it
Happy
isn't
for
how
the
it
past
works.
few days.
It's not how it works.
Do you know why?
Well, I know
Do you know
why.
I've been so happy for the past few days?
Because I know what you are.
This has nothing to do with Cash App.
Oh.
This has to do with all the fucking shit that's been going on with me.
Right.
All the police reports I've made.
Right.
And my local police department does not have the resources to go after people out of state.
Right.
I'm telling you the truth.
Right.
But my local police department has had enough.
Right.
They don't have the resources to go after these people out of state. So, the sheriff that hates my guts, right? I'm not gonna have another drink. I'm perfectly fine.
Oh, cough up a long, nasty smoker.
If your local police department does not...
Okay. Oh, it's just 125
yeah, I guess I'm
from
sneezing
Letitia
out of my
back.
nose too.
I said if you want your 125 from Letitia
If
back.
your local police department does not have the resources to go after someone out of state, do you know what they do?
No, why don't you say another lie?
They hand it over to the FBI.
Liar.
Why do you think I've been so calm for the past 2 days?
Because you're a fucking rat.
Why do you think
why.
I've been so chill?
You're a narc. You're a rat. You're a rat.
Why do you think
and you're a narc?
I've been so chill?
Because you're a narc and you're a rat. You're a narc and you're a rat. That's why. You're a fucking narc.
This has nothing to do with fundraisers with me. This has nothing to do with me.
Yes, she
I've made so many reports to the local police department that they're over it.
No, you fucking lying piece of shit. Okay. So, here's the dealio. Here's the dealio. Nobody has done anything to Michelle online that would warrant her sheriff's department saying that they do not have the resources to do something, so they throw up their hands and put it in the FBI's hands. The FBI can step in at any time for any crime. It generally is that it comes from the police department, or the sheriff can say, hey, we have something here that we want some extra resources. We want some federal eyes on. Can you help me? That certainly as fuck is not going to be anything for Michelle's games, okay? Now, that's what I'm saying about what Michelle is saying. What I'm saying for what Michelle has been doing criminally, oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. Now, when I put up the receipt from somebody who, see, I'm talking like the kids with receipt. Somebody was really upset and wrote and just sent a quick email to derelict Sheriff Jolly and said, help, she's out of control. She's driving drunk. Why are you allowing this? Whatever, something like that. And he wrote back this sentence, and it was not even correct grammar. It's probably still on my community page somewhere. And he just goes, well, that's because you choose to listen to internet rumors and I don't. And that was it. And he didn't even say, thank you for your concern or anything like that. No. And there isn't other people filing false reports on her. There's no one calling and saying, I'm filing a report because I am a victim of Michelle. That's not happening. Okay? So what she said there is not true. There's nobody she's talking smack because she wanted Molly to think that she had something on her. And that was basically a way of trying to scare off the people who were trying to call and say, hey, she's doing this. That was just one of her little flexes. Now, what I'm going to put on my community page that will correspond with this video, because I don't know how to put screenshots in a film and show. I don't know how to do this. So what I did last week when I released the thing showing her talking about how the steroid abuse had possibly contributed to her son's death, that's there. If you have not heard that, I'm going to read it again so that you can see it, and then I'm going to tell you how it leads to the next part. So, and as to your question, I see what you can't. Yes, she's been scamming all of her life. All of her life, she's been a nasty, slimy, scamming piece of absolute dung. Okay, so one of the things is that, and I think you can see when she shows her Cash App or PayPal, she had a bunch of, when I showed her Twitter from 2009, where she was saying that she's going to teach Sunday school, getting a divorce, sick of her husband using her, and she's addicted to TV and blah, 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 blah. I put that on my page, her old Twitter. So she has this picture of her long crotch in the bikini saying that she's teaching Sunday school. So I'm sure that she's went and built how many churches along the way. But anyway, she did all of these email addresses at the turn of the century, right around the 2000 area, that her nickname or her moniker that she gave herself is She's All That. So SHEZALTHAT. So, and then there's variables of she's all that, all kinds of things, just like when she runs all of her last names and middle names. So you know it's her because you see the PayPal that she puts up and stuff. You see the she's. So SHEZ, all that. So this one I put up last week on my community page. So if you've not heard this, I'm going to tell you this one. So this is dated February 2004. So let's think about that. That is 20 years. 19 years ago. 19 years. 19 years ago. Okay. So when she came on to Molly's and she was bawling and telling that they needed to look at Vaughn's eyeballs because with her son, I'm sorry, but she was faking it all the way because she knew what she was doing. She was getting victims. So that means that she knew what she was doing. She had probably been watching Molly. She wants everything Molly had, and that even right down to the meet and greet, which apparently didn't happen, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So it goes like this, February 2004, and it says gear and women. Now, gear is a code name for steroids. So it says, hi guys, don't know if any of the older people, she has it in parentheses, may have gravitated here from anabolics.com or freakymuscle.com. The sites are both down. It's been a while since I posted on any kind of forum containing AS for anabolic steroids. I have some information for the guys that did know Trim 14 and me. Something happened to us. We lost a child to SIDS, and doctors are saying that it could be linked to all of the gear, steroids, we did in the past. I'm not anti-gear steroids. Been there, done that. Sorry, just had an out-of-body experience again. Just trying to get in touch with some older members so that I can give them a link we made for our son. Don't want to post it here. I remember the juveniles that were associated with the other sites and don't want our son to be a joke for youngsters who have nothing better to do than pick. Anyway, my email Addie is she'sallthat444@msn.com. Michelle. So in 2004, looking into this, she says a lot in this post. She's saying that she doesn't want to say too much because, the juveniles don't have anything better to do. We'll pick on her. In other words, those haters. So in other words, in 2004, she did something that already brought her a lot of hate within the steroid group, the muscle group, the bodybuilding community. What did she do in 2004 to all of those people? And then, was she looking for a lawsuit? Was she looking for something so that she could go and get a big old cash settlement on the passing of her baby? Because she's used the passing of her baby for how much? Remember, this is how she entered. Round about a year ago, she's had 1 year run here on YouTube getting all this because she started calling in on Molly's stream, and they felt that Molly and that thing that, I don't know, the other thing with no soul, what's his, Justine, I don't know. I don't even know. They had enough of her calling and then taking over the entire focus and putting it onto her. So Justine did try to reel her in and put some firm boundaries on what she could talk about. And he said, because she kept calling. And can I just say one thing? I just want to say one thing. I want to say one thing. I want to say one thing about Vaughn. I want to say one thing about Vaughn. Vaughn. Hey, I want to talk about Vaughn. Can I talk about Vaughn? I want to say just one thing about Vaughn. I got to say one thing. Well, Justine would be like, oh, and take a big swag of his douche flute. And, okay, Michelle, but you need to keep it focused. And the second that it goes into something else, and no crying, just say what you need to say, and then we're gonna end it, okay? And Molly's over there, with her eyes rolling back in her head, going, oh my God, not her again. And so then Michelle starts, and she's like, well, sorry guys, it's harder. I want to know if they check his eyeballs. Did they check his eyeballs? Because the coroner, I read all of the papers about my son. Now, I know that somebody can clip that and be like, what a bitch. She just made fun of Michelle crying about her son. Well, you know what? That same woman who sat there and cried like that then would use that to tell people to go and F themselves on top of her baby's grave. So I'm not making fun of her. I'm saying it's disgusting, and she won't let that baby rest in peace because she continues to use it as a paycheck. As Possum Wrangler said it so well, she said that she uses it as her sword and her dagger. Her shield and her sword. When anybody's coming too close, then, oh, don't pick on her. She had a baby pass of SIDS. But that she uses it as a weapon. That poor baby was born addicted to many, many substances. Opioids and alcohol are just on the surface. she had continued to use steroids while she was pregnant. All of her kids were born addicted. She didn't care, but she used the pregnancies to get all of the scams and everything she wanted. She used the pregnancies, acted like the good mom and everything, but that baby had those respiratory issues and was supposed to be very well taken care of. And of course, she was out getting drunk every night, not taking care of her new baby. And when she came home and found him tangled in a blanket, not breathing, there you go. That's mother of the frickin' year, Michelle. And I think that when you look at her body, she's got that skinny fat thing going on where it seems like addicts get, or they're really skinny, but their skin is not firm. Like they're not living a good and healthy life to be able to look good when you're that weight. And so I think it kind of explains a lot. And I think it explains a lot that she probably really, because she's got that addictive personality, that whatever it is that she can get her hands on, she'll become addicted to, whether it be steroids or YouTube, cigarettes or alcohol, opioids or benzos. It's all going to go into Michelle. And she mixes it. And that's why I'm shocked every time that she pops back up. I've never seen anybody survive with an addiction as advanced and long-term as hers is. Many people have passed away from much less, much less. So I don't know what would make a doctor say that their steroid abuse could have caused the baby to have passed from SIDS. Unless the way that the development of the baby in utero developed not correctly, something. I don't know. I don't know what steroid abuse during pregnancy does. Now, let's think about that, 2004. So she was writing something, but trying to make sure she was getting into a new group and new sympathy, while making sure that the other group didn't know, because, they're just juveniles with nothing better to do than pick on her. Okay, so we know that she had this enemy group looking for a new group, moving, doing her con woman things, moving from one group to the next, one to the next. The parasite that she is needs a living host. The more, the better. The more, the better. She doesn't have a soul or a mind of her own. She gets ideas by embodying other people, just as a demon would. And that's 2004. And if you think about her crying and crying and crying about SIDS on that thing, and then what if somebody would have popped that up that day and said, wait a minute, why are you sobbing and sobbing on this line when there was something much different going on with your son than anything that happened to Dre? But she inserted herself into the Vaughn and Dre story. And when she came on with the fillers, the first day that she had with the fillers, and she was like, oh, don't I look good? Don't I look good? Oh, Vaughn, look at me. Look at me, Vaughn. I've got to try and find that. She said Vaughn. And she did that when she put the Molly wig on and did that stupid thing where she didn't look like Molly at all. It was just stupid. It showed a woman deep in addiction doing some weird fuck shit in the middle of the night. She said Vaughn then too. Really weird. Dre'd kick her all the way to frickin' Borneo. Roundhouse kick girl wouldn't have a chance. Dre would grab onto that foot and then drag her through a couple rivers. I mean, Dre would not find humor in what she's been saying. It was inappropriate for her to talk about the innermost details of her son's autopsy to a bunch of strangers that had no relevance. Now we know what she was doing in there. She was going and she was cultivating Molly haters. She was in there cultivating her new group. She was watching. She watches. She watched. Just like I did. She says, Michelle always wins. Not this time, bitch. I win. That's 2004. Now, let's go back here. And I'm going to pull another receipt. And we're going to go back to from an Elite Fitness, as you will see, and it's on the anabolic steroids page, and it's in 2000. So this would be before that steroid one that I showed you last week. And she's in there as She's All That again. And Lexus, this username Lexus says, can someone email me with any information? Thanks. blackcatty@hushmail.com. And She's All That, Michelle, responds. This is 2000. This is December 8th, 2000. Lexus, that's the same you? I've heard a terrible story and now posting this. Okay. So then this person below, Jay Graham, says, on December 8th, 2000, Jay Graham says, oh, I'm sure that you have a made-up story here to tell and come certain people. She's all that. I don't think you need to read into anything and get any more people into trouble. Maybe you should try using a new name so that everyone does not know that you're a narc. But then again, you're dumb enough to be a narc that you wouldn't even think about changing your name. Probably because you think you're all that. Not real sorry, but I've seen pics of you, and you're very far from all that. Plus, your kid's ugly, too. And then the person says, hey, Jay Graham, or another person says, hey, Jay Graham, hey, bro, go to the anabolics discussion board and supplement to the post on the rat. And then the next person says, so there must have been something else says, no, I agree with you. Sorry about the bro thing. And it said, no problem. At least we can warn people on this board before this whore gets people on this board in trouble. Call me if you want. Then Jay Graham says on December 9th, in capitals, says, why? Was there not enough said about her for people to believe me? I don't think that I'm the only one to believe that. Does she still belong over there? And do people think that she's not a narc? Were you saying that I should post that because you agree or because you disagree? Because everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But I know for a fact she's a narc. Everyone caught her in way too many lies over there. I don't think she has any brain cells left over from all the drugs that she did because she's the dumbest person I've ever heard of. Man, she's worthless and a waste of a person. Sorry to be so cruel, but this is truly the person that she is. P.S. I'm a girl. And then the person said, no, I agree with you. Sorry about the bro thing. There you go. She's a narc and she's a rat. So what sounds like, if we put it all together here, putting everything together, that was 2000. That was 2000. And somebody was about as disgusted as I have been, saying, oh, have not enough people seen everything? So in 2000, she must have gotten busted for her steroids, and what does she do? She turns everybody in. She's a rat. She's a narc. She won't do well in prison. But it makes sense as to how she does things. She moves in this way where she goes and goes and goes and gets enough momentum and gets enough people to sit there and lag on to her and believe her stories, and then she uses them as her flying monkeys. Because then if anything comes down, she's not going to take the rap. She's going to be the rat. She's not going to take the rap. She's a rat. She'll blame everybody else and she'll bring every other person down. I think that's what makes sense about some of the stuff that we've seen here. And when she was talking about that she's with the feds and stuff, did her dealer get busted? Has she been feeding the sheriff's department information about the local drug dealers? Is this how she doesn't get caught? Because she's a fucking rat? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the kind of person she is. She's a snitch. She's a rat. She's a narc. If you don't know what a narc is, that's what people used to be called when they would basically be ready to catch a charge, and they would say, oh, no, I'll tell you everything about everybody else, and then you can get them. Because the cops always want the biggest fish they can get. You know, they don't want to mess around with somebody who they can just, put this little thing on. Oh, no. If they get somebody who just bought the drugs once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times, and then they got the information on going into that house and who all was in that house, and then they watched that drug house. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So do you think that when I put up all of this information and I have all of the people who sat there and pimped her Cash App and Cash App and Cash App and Venmo and everything, and the proof now that I see what you can't, when she got the clips showing when Countess thought that she could redeem herself, showing that she's a backstabber and real shitty friend, and she thinks that everybody should just be like, oh, wow, that's really neat that you showed everything. Well, no, you were doing it. You're complicit. You are a co-conspirator. This is racketeering. You're racketeering. You know that the money is not going to be used for the intended purpose, but you are continuing to help this person get this money. Your hand is dirty. I caught you. It was a little tough there with Countess, but then when she went ahead and did that cute little Amazon gift list and had her daughter on there opening gifts, when she used her daughter as a pawn to help her dodge all that she was going to get for being disgusting. And how low can you go, Tara, being a supposed recovering alcoholic? How low can you go to slither up with an alcoholic in active addiction and then help her conjure up a scheme telling everybody that she's sober and that you're helping her, that you're a former addiction coach and you got her and you're helping her, and then Michelle goes on this big I'm sober tour, and you then throw up the receipts and you go on Ski's panel and everything, trying to nuzzle up next to Ski and everything, and then you're, oh, I knew that she hadn't stopped drinking. Oh, I knew. Oh, yeah, I knew the whole time she was still drinking. But you sat there and you cheered her on and you did this so that she'd get more money. I got something where somebody said that, oh, Tara heard about the investigation and Tara doesn't want to be a part of it. Well, that's too bad. You've already made your decision. You made your decision when you decided to get in bed with Michelle. Remember, oh, I love Michelle. Somebody in recovery telling other people this person is sober when they're not sober doesn't get much lower than that. But then again, oh, I love Michelle. Why? Because you saw her taking advantage of a widower? Oh, yeah. Wonder how many other things you use your daughter for. Pretty disgusting to use your children. It even says in the terms of service not to use your children, and if children are in there, if they're being exploited, etc., etc. But you certainly don't show kids that if you lie to a bunch of people and you lie and you take advantage of a bunch of people, then you can get a bunch of gifts from them on the internet. Ask for gifts from strangers. That's not a good lesson to teach your daughter. You should do better. So basically what I wrote here, let's see. I can't see where I wrote it, but I basically said that she doesn't have a choice. I put everything up together. I showed the ones who are sitting there, pimping that cash app, pimping that cash app, pimping that cash app, pimping that cash app. Who knows how much of a cut they got? Not for me to decide. I'm not the victim. I've just prepared everything very, very nicely. Now, it's up to them to build the case for the prosecutor. And what does Michelle do when the cases when all of her scams that she's been running for the last 23 years come back at her? When she finally gets turned in and the investigators come, she tells on the people that helped her do it. She's a narc. She's a rat. She's a snitch. This is how she gets out of those charges. This is how she doesn't care if she's talking about where she gets the drugs, how she gets the drugs. You think she probably didn't go and use what she saw of her son when she's saying that she's mamacita at the drug house? Yeah. So when the heat comes on her for doing something, you think she's turning in the drug house? She's mamacita? You think that that's not why Sheriff Jolly hasn't done anything to her? How many times have they gotten to her? How much is she telling them? When she says that she's working with the FBI, how much of a snitch is she? So that's how she gets out of things. And that's why she always uses people as she goes. Because she gets them. So then when shit cuts down, she didn't do anything. They did it. She's just the one doing this. Think about it. Think about what she just had done. Who's the one putting up the Cash App links? Who's the one saying, give this to Michelle. Give this to Michelle. Give this to Michelle. Michelle needs this. Who's doing that? Tara. Lisa C. Veronica. What a wicked game to play. What a way to pass the time. I can't imagine having nothing to do. Don't you have a house to clean, people? A family to cook for? Yourself to cook for? Having gardening? Volunteer work? Y'all just sit on their asses and collect SSI just like her? Hers is SSDI. And I know that people were saying because she gets it. No, her birthday's on the 1st. That's why I don't know how it goes with the checks or whatever. But when I was talking to somebody else about it, and they said that she's on SSI because she gets it on the 1st or whatever. No, I don't understand all of it, but she's on SSDI and has been. So all of this money that she's made from all of the drugs, the roids, everything, fueling her addiction and everything has been while she's on Social Security and welfare. Think of the numbers that are involved here. They're far more than I've prepared. That's when the investigators are able to put it all together with the forensic investigators, forensic accountants. They go and they just go through the bank accounts and whatnot. It's something. Now, because PayPal, AdSense, everything requires your Social Security number, the people who thought they were being so cute and doxing and giving her all of these other people's identities, does she have her Cash App and somebody else's Social Security number? I don't know what people were thinking giving her this shit. Does she look like a smart person you want to follow? Is that person wrote exactly what we say 23 years ago. That person was writing what we see her doing in December of 2000. That's 4 years before her son was born. And she was a NARC. It's terrible. And, when the interview was with Tim, and he was like, well, she wasn't this way. Tim didn't know. ETN didn't know. None of them know. Because she does this all behind their back. Do you think that ETN knew when she took his phone and wrote that she was being life flighted in a stroke and signed it by ETN? ETN didn't know. These men have no idea. This turd in their bed. They have no idea what she's capable of and what she's doing. Because they have to go out and freaking get jobs to support her fucking ass. Well then, let's see here. The poor ETN says, Michelle, our mortgage lender is... Your content is pathetic. Was she showing her? Was she showing her email there? Let's see here. So then I wanted to show this about her not going to Houston. Check this out.
Hold on.
You're still purchasing your lenses from your optometrist?
What are you doing? Come on.
Walk with me to the glory that is 1-800-CONTACTS.
It's quick.
Affordable.
Easy to use.
I can order contacts in 5 minutes and get them the next day.
Bam.
Wow. It's like a box with a cape that shows up in your mailbox.
1-800-CONTACTS.
You can support creators by letting the ads play. So just did a couple of them, for I See What You Can. Because the money that we're supposed to make comes from ads being watched. You don't make very much money that way, and I will not get a check this month. I hit $84 this month for my work, and they have the freaking $100 minimum before they cut a check. So I got my first check because I hit 120. So I've gotten one check so far. So that was from March, April, and May. And then I don't understand if it's part of June or what, but it was $120. So I got that. So I got my first check. And now the AdSense is at $80. So I'll have made a total of $200 for my year's work. 13 months on my channel. Woot, woot. I mean, you can't be in this for the money, and it can be cut off at any time. That's why people really like the Cash App, because it really does help. And if anybody's ever so inclined, and they want to make sure that I have a coffee or anything, I'm not above saying, my Cash App is Tabitha Jane 13. And there's a little picture of my boo on there, so you know it's me. So, Cash App me, Tabitha Jane 13. Okay, Cash App me, Cash App me. Anyway, or Cash App, I See What You Can't too, because they're doing the good work. So, again, with the copyright disclaimer, she's got it there. And I don't know how to make videos. I need to figure out how to make videos. How do you make videos? I know that there are I see the ones you have to pay for and stuff, but remember, I'm one broke hoe. I don't have money to pay for a service. So how does anybody make content that doesn't cost them a fortune? Please let me know. Well, here we go. Check this shit out. So, Michelle always has a motive. Okay? Her motive here is to show Ski that Valley Girl and her are friends again. Because it burned her nasty, crappy ass that Valley Girl went on and was slithering up with Ski. So Michelle wants to come over and let it be known that her and Valley Girl are BFFs again. Doesn't know what the hell Ski's talking about. They're besties. They've been real life friends for 4 years. Poor Valley Girl. Well, check this out. Watch her working her angle.
Hey, everyone, welcome back for another interesting clip. So, it's very apparent Michelle couldn't stay away from YouTube or Ski, as she has somehow come out of the bushes to show.
Okay, is that sexy? Now, I don't know. I could have never been a stripper because I don't know how to move my hips. My hips appear to be stuck in one position. That is straightforward. It's so sad because this is beautiful granite here. But this slob, see, even if I'm like in the middle of cooking so many things, I would never have my kitchen dirty like this. Like I clean as I go. So everything is moving over to this area as I cook. It just grosses me out that she has all the shit out. And it's only one person. Why does she not have her counters freaking clear? Huh? Oh, and a different pair of glasses here. But when she's trying to do this sexual dance here, I don't know that it's the correct way to move. It does not arouse me. Does it arouse you? Please tell me if this arouses you, because she's showing how she used to dance in the club, I think. Because remember the club, that's when, the club owner gave her some meth, she didn't know what it was, and got hooked on meth. She's been hooked on meth, roids, opioids, benzos, alcohol. Like I say, I cannot believe she's freaking alive. Anyway, here we go. I think that something's wrong with the way she's moving. Watch this.
Her face. LOL. Let's watch.
I think that would scare the shit out of a man. If he chose her to buy a dance from, and she started doing this fuck shit with this look on her face like this, I think the man would be like, I forgot my wallet in the car. And then, vroom, out of there, man. That's such. Well, I'm a dancer and I never once went in the VIP lounge with them. Never once. Yeah, because they freaking got the hell out of there. You did this. I mean, they'd be like, okay, I walked in the club, says 200 pretty girls, one ugly one. Well, here's the ugly one. She's got to eat too. So sure, give me a dance, bitch. And then she pulls this shit. No.
Hear you.
All right, good. There we go. What's up?
So the Friday.
Were those walls yellow to begin with? Gross. Oh.
Like last Friday, I was supposed to fly out. Like there was horrible weather, and my flight kept getting booked. And if Valley Girl's in the chat, she can 100% like agree to this. What happened?
So remember when she came at me in that, when she had the channel for a couple days, and said that because I said that she's never had a stroke, and she said, even Trey can say I've had a stroke. She didn't say I've had a stroke. I can send you the results of the MRI and it'll show it was, in this area, and this was my prognosis, and I'm on this medication since then. They think this and this happened, blah, 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 blah. Of course, she's never had a stroke. She can't prove any of that shit. So in the way that she does it when she's lying, she wants somebody to, she can never hold on herself. She does the classic narcissist 2 against 1, the triangulation, her and somebody else against another, her and somebody else against another. That's why, when she's had haters since obviously 2000, people trying to tell the truth. So if somebody tries to say, hey, she's a scammer, she did this, she ripped off somebody, hey, she's a rat, don't be buying drugs when she's setting you the fuck up. That if you do things with her, she'll turn on you. She'll turn on you in a second. She'll turn you in because she ain't going to jail. She thinks she's too good to go to jail. Well, like I say, I think federal prison is a too nice of a place for her. But anyway, check this out. Oh, Valley Girl can even tell you. This is her whole thing. This is why she wanted to be in here, to let Ski know that her and Valley Girl are besties, and now Ski can't talk to Valley Girl because her and Valley Girl are besties again.
Is that at 11:58 morning?
She's not very cute at all, is she? Just kind of looking there. Now, Ski, I've said this and I know I get dragged for it, but he's handsome. He's got good features in his face, and he knows how to wear the hat like that, okay? The second he takes off that hat, and then you see that he's 4'5", not so handsome. The fact that he's the things he's convicted of are really sad, but I'm not going to talk about it. And he did just reportedly get another arrest warrant, and at this time, the Mr. Nobody channel he's on is because his main channel is down, and it looks like YouTube might be cracking down on him. And he was crying. Have you guys seen the clip of him crying to the song Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi? He was crying because he relates to it, he's wanted dead or alive. But what is this? What is this behind? Is that light? Is that the way that goes here? Oh, probably when she put up, I don't know. Interesting. But he lived on the streets of LA, homeless, with basically your Skid Row. Very, literal, there's literal ski row. Yeah, ski row. Skid Row. There's a lot of backstory on him, and he doesn't hide any of it. He would do so good with medication to level out his moods. I think that his mood disorder is what has put him in the position that he's in. With good medication and a good therapist, I believe that he could redeem himself so that one day he can be a good father to his child, never be alone with his child. I would never leave him alone with a child because of his really bad temper. If you've seen him rage, it's scary. When he raged about Fortune Cookie that night, oh my God. And it was because he was defending this asshole. Because Fortune Cookie was saying, hey, it's not funny to make jokes about suicide. Because Fortune Cookie's husband committed suicide after he shot her 3 times. So Fortune Cookie has every right to tell this snatch, you don't joke about suicide. It's not funny. But she was playing the suicide games. And when she doesn't get her way, she threatens that. She threatens, plays sick, acts like she's had a stroke, and threatens us. That's her way when she gets caught. She cries, then cries so hard, I'm having a stroke. Oh, I need to go to the hospital. And then, oh, they said I had a stroke. Oh. So she wanted him. She really wanted him. She would have put his body in front of hers when the authorities would have came to evict her, which hopefully, I don't know why she's not out of the house yet. But like I say, she was planning her own kind of little Ruby Ridge thing. She wanted soldiers. She wanted him. She thought that they could stream together, make their content to sit around all day long and scam people for cash apps. And run a bed and breakfast with rats, bats, and them, meth. Fortunately, he chose to remain in his mother's bathroom. After she said what she said about him and going to call her I'm not even going to repeat what she said. She called his parole officer repeatedly until he got in. And then she said she was going to pay people on the books to, him when he was in there. So the fact that he entertains her at all after what she's done disappoints me. But she pays him to allow this. She gives him money for this. Bottom line, he needs money for his vices. He doesn't hide that. Is that a mustache and a beard?
I'm booked back in my class on the 8th and the 9th.
Hold on.
Valley Girl knows this. All of my
Valley Girl knows this. All of my mods know this. Okay, they know the lies that you're telling them because they're co-conspirators. You're committing wire fraud. You're committing theft by deception. She knows her lies are not strong enough unless she has people around her and can say that those people know. That's how she's gotten away with all of this for 23 years that we know of. If in 2000 they were referring to what she's done and who all she's hurt in her little games and that she's the dumbest person on the planet and that she's a rat, that's 23 years ago. So how many years had she been doing it before 23 years ago to get good at what she did? Mother of the fucking year. Right there. Okay? So remember, when she lies, these eyebrows go up. And now these are pushing through the fillers or whatever. And the demon Eddie Munster hairline is right there. And it looks like there's a mustache and chinny chin here, hairs here. Well, Billy Goat there. She's trying her best not to do what I've said about the tongue. You know it. You know she changed when she heard it. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
the water. Well, let me tell you about that night. I called Valley Girl at 1 o'clock in the morning because her husband was going to take care of the dogs while I was gone, right? And she didn't say this in the chat. She was like, do you know what time it is? At 1 o'clock Saturday morning.
So what?
Valley Girl, did you? Oh, go ahead.
When she does,
No.
So much. Because I've never been away from him for more than like 3 or 4 days.
And
I really have no water at my house, and Valley Girl knows this. So I'm dropping.
Why does she not have water in her house? What, now she didn't go on those vacations that her co-conspirators pimped her Cash App to get all of the money? You know, that night when it was 35, 35, 35, 35, 45, 50. Can I get a 50? Can I get a 50? Do I have a 50? Do I have a 50? Do I have 75 over there? I have 75 over there, 75 there, 80. Like that, let's do another 35, 35, 35, 35, 40. What? I lost track. Let's go ahead. And you know what? No, I don't want to use my own money because, yeah, that was there because I was going to get the unlimited flights and then I decided not to. So what if that $400 is over there? So what if that money's there? So what if that money's there? I need another 35. Okay, come on. Can any of my mods give me 35? We got to get 35. Okay, you know what? Oh, thank you. Yes, give me your email address. Yeah, email me and I'll send you a copy of the class I'm taking, the certification for my insurance adjuster license, for my rope certification. Yeah, you liar. Look at that. I can't wait to see your mugshot, bitch. Oh, nice, this person. Here, put a hat over there, but just show your boobs. Should I do that for my profile picture? I bet you I could finally get to 2,000 subs if I did. Oh, I have a new idea. Oh, I'll go put my boobies up there.
Somebody said maybe if you would just pay your water bill, but you're on well water.
So, did her water get turned off? Why does she have no water? With all of the money that's been given to her, she can't pay the water bill? Could it be that her addiction is running about $1,000 a frickin' day? How many drugs is this woman taking? All of this money that all of these people have given her, well, she had every bill paid for, including her cell phone. She had no overhead, and she was getting $2,000 of alimony and what? How much from SSDI plus food stamps? And all of the money that she's been getting from everybody. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. People are stupid.
Yeah, you got one.
Okay, can she even have a shirt on like that? And, well, she doesn't have a channel, so what is she even on right now? But, well, that's why she doesn't have a channel. But isn't that against terms of service? I'm just wondering. Oh, somebody says, hate leaving my pets too. Okay, let's not sympathize with this asshole. She abuses her animals. She abuses her animals. This is just part of this. She just wants to be on here so that she can say that her and Valley Girl are besties again, so that she can show Ski that she has friends.
Like, say that this is true. So Jake is going to her tomorrow, and I'm checking into a hotel in Columbus. I'm not saying what kind of hotel, but it's not a 4-star, right? So I'll be there till the 5th, because of course it.
Oh.
That's a few weeks. Little Valley Girl, you're gonna have him tomorrow at your house in like 12 hours. But I'm not building my channel, Ski. It's not worth it.
I hear you.
It's not. I mean, I'm so sick of people saying I scam people. I do this.
You do. You scam people, you nasty, rotten fucking piece of shit. You have scammed so many people. You are disgusting. You have been scamming people since 2000. So for the past at least 25 years, you've been living off of other people that you extort money from. Not anymore.
I do that, and it's gonna ask Nux for something. Okay, and I never take it down. And I never even asked her for it.
So you look like you have mic issues again. Are you there?
God.
Maybe Valley Girl can trim Jake's nails because they're getting long, and when he hits.
Oh my God! Hold on.
Are you there?
Maybe Valley Girl can trim Jake's nails because they're getting.
Are you there?
Maybe Valley Girl can trim Jake's nails.
Oh yeah, why don't you just clean your house while she's at it?
Like, she did it for me last time she kept him. Hold on.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's a tough. Don't you have to pay someone like $100?
They don't like you.
You have to pay them?
Really like you, Ski, or they don't like you because they start fighting when they hear your voice. Stop it.
How much work are you getting out of this Valley Girl situation? She gets dog sitting. That's like $100 a day per dog. Then you're gonna get the nails cut. You owe her like $1,000 for this trip. That's $1,000. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, a good friend of her.
You're doing me a favor.
She's what a friend.
Why are you asking about money?
I didn't say nothing about money. I'm just saying, like, how much would you have to pay somebody else? I didn't say nothing about
a lot of money. A lot of money.
Yeah, because it costs a lot to
She's my friend.
The dog.
And her husband loves Jake.
She's not your friend whenever you threaten to make up lies about it to her husband.
Do I?
You cut. She just hit Jake again. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. You know. And when she talks to him, she still sits there and does that. I mean, she seriously would have totally put him in front of her and let him take the bullet for her when it comes to pulling her gross cockroach ass out of that house. I cannot believe how many times that she abuses Jake. Valley Girl, please If your husband sees this and has seen how many times she's hit and kicked Jake, and when you get Jake and Lola and see how bad they have not been taken care of because she expects you to do everything, you have given this horrible wench too much. I am sorry that she has taken advantage of you. You must have a very big heart. I am sorry that she did this all to you, and I am sorry that she's lied to you. I'm sorry that she still takes advantage of you, but you need to stop. You and your husband need to get a restraining order, and you need to take custody of those dogs. It is not okay, and it is not acceptable to go into your field that you are going out trying to build a reputation as a dog trainer and have this kind of shit all over the internet that you are buddies with somebody who abuses animals. She's kicked out. She's trespassed from the local animal shelter. Why is that? Valley Girl, get a restraining order. Once you have the dogs, do not give them back to her. Get a restraining order.
You be your friend whenever you threaten to make up lies about her and tell her husband nonsense. That's no excuse, though. Did you apologize to her?
We've been real life friends for 4 years.
Okay, so you definitely apologized to her then.
Oh, duh. A million times over. Do you know how worried I was when she got in a wreck? Like, she texted me from the hospital. I'm like, I'm
do they know that? Hold on. Do they know that she got in a wreck?
Huh?
Like, why you can't just say stuff like that about people?
No, I texted her and she was like, I just got in a wreck.
Does the internet know?
Like, I'm on my...
I said, does the internet know? I don't think I even said that. I don't know what the hell. You know what? I'm kicking you off the show now. Bye. You're out of here. You're out of here. You got any final words? You're out of here, though. You're just exposing people's. I don't even know that to be true at this moment. You're just exposing stuff. A little finger wave don't impress me. You should have named you had a better name. Yeah, I don't know that to be true. I'm gonna have to ask her. That's what I'm saying. I never heard of that. No, I don't talk about people's stuff like that. I never said that.
Ski, that's why I say he has a chance at rehabilitation. He's not to the advanced age that she is with all of this addiction and whatnot. He has done some terrible things, and he's convicted of them. I'm not going into that right now, but he does seem to have a bona fide organic brain issue. When he starts on a tangent with his temper, it is scary. And we've only seen it on film. So we don't know, well, we know from what he's convicted of. I'm not going to talk about it because that's not the focus of it. She most likely texted him and said, hey, I'll cash app you $100, for you to get on. So all that money that she begged from people goes to him. She gives him money to get on there, and then he'll allow this. And it's just so that she can, because she's addicted to the YouTube. She's addicted to social media. But this is getting the fix here where it's letting everybody know that Valley Girl's back on her side. So no one can get to Valley Girl anymore. Valley Girl, hit me up. Tabitha Jane 0@gmail.com. You are better than her. She is nothing. You have all of us who will stand behind you and support you however you need to stand up and have this start your reputation that you took dogs away from a dog abuser and you have rehabilitated those dogs. And if your husband loves that dog, Jake, then let Jake have a good life with your husband. Do not let this demon take one more thing from you. And she is taking advantage of you. She was going to do all of this stuff to you, and then she decided she needed somebody to take care of the dogs when she was gone. That's the only reason that she kissed up to you, Valley Girl. I am sorry for all of the things that she has done to you, because she will never apologize. It is heartbreaking that she continues to do this. You are just one in the hundreds of people that she has discarded as she goes through life.
You always think you're sneaky. You're not sneaky. I'm sneakier. You're a snake and I'm snakier. That's why you can't go lower. You're just trying to say weird shit. I don't know that to be true. I'll have to ask Valley Girl how she is. I don't care if you're telling me. That's why I know that it might. It's highly likely that it's untrue. Is because you're telling me and you're just saying. I want to make sure. I got to see she's okay. Jiminy Christmas. Now, what was that convoluted? And by the way, yeah, $1,000 you probably would end up having to pay somebody. Exactly. Lucky you got friends like her. She wasn't your friend when you were going to make up lies over her because she wouldn't give you $200. I remember that though. Exactly. Yes, there's a video. Yes, there's a video. So yes, just stop. Just stop. She's a nice person is what she is. Whether or not she's your friend, I don't think you have any friends because of stuff like that. Exactly. I was trying to be cool with you. So, you're kind of like a little, you're weird whenever you get pissed off. I'm the same way though, so that's why I can call you out on it. I can clearly see it. I'm very mean and vindictive and hateful whenever I'm upset. So yeah, that was very rude. But it's good. It's good that you were able to smooth it over and apologize. That's all that matters. And she's a very nice person, so she's not going to hold it against you. Yeah. I just thought it was funny to point out how much money you were saving by just in general. And now you can have a good day. Michelle is scamming, of course. She's not scamming me, but like some of the people that I've got to know, she are like ones that she tries to pull these little things on. So yeah, I should have known better than to have her up. It's not worth her $2.
So, did Michelle scam her supporters? LMFAO. Anyways, leave your I told you so's down below, and I will see you in the next clip.
I see what you can't. You do such good content. Thank you for, like I say, I'm sorry that I don't ask permission. I ask for forgiveness for using your clips. I just think you do an amazing way of putting the facts out there with no bias so people can see the proof as it is. And I'm going to close it by reminding everybody that you just saw why I believe what the people were saying, that she's a narc, she's a rat. She's a snitch. This is how all of it makes sense about how, the local sheriff won't do anything. That's because she tells whoever is, who knows who she's got in there. When she's saying she's talking to the FBI, maybe she really is. Maybe she really is that how many investigations are going on around in that town, and they know that she'll sit there and she'll give them the information on who is doing what in that town in the way of dealing drugs. That's Michelle. She'll turn everybody else in. That's why she wants a group doing whatever, because she's just going to move on to the next group, because then people are going to be glad that she's gone and they let her go. And they're like, no, if she's not here, we're not going to go after her. Let the next people see what she's like. No, that has worked for at least 25 years. Michelle will be 50 years old on October 1st. She's almost 50. For now, what we have proven, she's led half of her life being a proven scammer who steals and exploits and steps all over people and just discards everybody as she goes with no consequences to her ever. She just goes and finds a new person and does it again. No, I'm not stopping. I didn't believe the sobriety thing for a second. I'm the one who said it. The one who pointed out that she would have had all of these things going on. So then, yeah, when I'm right, I'm the one who said that the coins were baloney. Yep, I'm right. She wasn't in AA at all. She was not sober at all. Does she cut back and doesn't go online when she's stark raving drunk now? Yeah. She's got reasoning behind it. She just moved more into more pills and more benzos. She switched it up. She knew that she looks too sloppy drunk. So she'll, whenever her life comes in, she says that she's going to stop and whatever. Yeah, she stops that. It's harder to prove the drugs and the benzos. And she knows it. She knows exactly what she's doing. But like the person said, that in 2000, she's the stupidest person they've ever met. But she gets away with this. And in 25 years ago, maybe she could, because maybe she had a hot little body with all of these roids bulking her up. And can you imagine her around all of the men, all of the men on roids and everything, and her being a little gym rat? Oh, she probably loved it. She probably loved all that attention and being one of the boys, wanting a real penis, you know, roundhouse kick girl. Yeah, my ass. So there you have it. When this goes up, the corresponding screenshots will be up on my community board within a few hours after that. You know what? Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna schedule it. Yeah, I'll schedule it so that I'll put up the posts pretty soon after that rolls. So if they're not up there yet, check back in a few hours and they will be there after that. I don't want to put them out first and then, well, yeah, I got to see what I'm going to do. But if they're not there, check back, okay? And thank you all for listening. And remember to keep sending me the goods. I've got it. I'm taking good care of all the information. Thanks for listening, as always, and have a great weekend. Thank you. Remember, Tabitha Jane 13. Little boo-boos in the corner if you feel inclined to give me a tip. Thank you. Bye-bye.